Hey guys, welcome to Precious Cargo. I'm Precious, and today, as part of the continuation for talking about topics, is that whatever from my book, I'm going to talk about limits. I love it. Okay, so my favorite movie in the world is Mean Girls. And one of my favorite clips from that movie is when Lindsay is, or Caddy is, at the podium going against that girl with the snaggletooth and the lipstick on her teeth. And she's talking about limits and she's trying to win the mathlete competition, right? And she's like, limits, limits. Why can I not remember limits? That's because Aaron Samuels got his haircut that day. Oh my God, he looks so cute. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, anyways. And so I could probably quote the entire movie. But anyway, and she's like, limits. If the limit is not approaching anything, the limit does not exist. Ding, 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 fucking ding. The limit does not exist. Limits don't exist. Even if a limit is approaching something, a limit does not exist. Has anyone ever seen a limit? I'll wait. No, you haven't, because a limit doesn't exist. Limits do not exist. Repeat after me. Limits do not exist. Limits do not exist. Limits do not exist. Say that 10 times fast. Limits do not exist. Limits are not real. Limits are the only limitations, right, that we set are the ones that you create for yourself. And typically your subconscious mind will do this in an effort to keep you safe and keep you, protected, which is cute, which is fine because that's what your subconscious mind is here to do. It's to protect you. Yeah, but sometimes it's fun to grow. You got to fail. You know what I mean? Like you got to fail to grow. You can't just be out here stuck in your fucking comfort zone all day. Like you just can't. And, I am a certified Akashic Records reader, have been for a couple of years now. And wait, has it been that long? Okay, anyways, I don't remember. And aside from past lives, clearings are a huge part of my Akashic Records business. But a lot of the times when someone requests or books a clearing, it's literally just an imaginative limit that your subconscious mind created to prevent the unknown and keep you safe in your current comfortability. I'll say that again. A lot of the time, when someone perceives something to be a limit, it is imaginative, and your subconscious mind has created it to prevent the unknown and keep you in your safe comfortability. You cannot grow in your comfort zone. You know it, I know it, the world knows it, Oprah knows it, everybody knows it. You cannot grow in your comfort zone. You have to get uncomfortable in order to grow. And in order to grow and get uncomfortable, you have to remove your perceived false limitations. You don't have enough money? Fake. Go get some more money. You don't have the right resources? Fake. Everyone has access to Google. Everyone has access to social media. Oh, you don't have enough time? We all have the same fucking 24. What are you doing? Scrolling on social media? What are you doing? Watching TV? What are you doing? What are you doing? You don't have enough energy? Go drink some coffee. You don't have enough? Stop making excuses. Excuses are what is limiting your subconscious mind. You have to eliminate that. You want to eliminate the limits. You want to eliminate the false limitations. You want to eliminate whatever. Get rid of the excuses. Get rid of that. I want to tell you guys a little story. Around this time last year, around the holidays last year, I was doing a lot of extra protection work, a lot of extra clearing. And after, I was excessive. I was just like, oh, there's so much evil eye. Oh, and this was when I was starting all of my businesses. And so I was very protective of them. And I was, kind of living in a state of fear and being a little bit afraid of allowing myself to be open and vulnerable. And I was afraid of how people were going to perceive all that I was doing, right? And so I was doing so much protection, and I was using social media for my businesses a lot more. And I was doing cord cuttings and ultraviolet protection. I was using angels and all this stuff. Okay, so anyways, I was doing so much clearing and so much extra protection work that after one of my weekly sound baths, Rebecca, my sound bath instructor told me, she pulled me aside after the meditation, and she was just like, your mind has created this to be so much worse than it is. You don't need, because she's similar, even doing we've been in these spaces together for years, right? She knows me very well. I know her very well. We feel safe together. Our energies, feel safe together. And so she can have these open conversations with me where I perceive them. 'Cause oftentimes when people try and tell me things, I don't listen because I don't feel as if they are energetically aligned with me. So why would I listen to that? You know what I mean? But like we are energetically aligned with our goals and with dreams and different things. And so she was telling me, she was just like, your mind is perceiving this and it's created it to be a lot bigger than it is. Like it's not that deep, my girl. Basically, she literally pulled me aside and was like, whatever you're doing, stop. Because you don't need to fucking waste your time and energy doing that shit. Go create something. Damn it. She didn't say it like that, but like she was basically like, girl, like it's not that fucking deep. Like I can literally see everything you're doing right now and it's not that serious. Like you do not have that many fucking people trying to attack you. Like, but sometimes you just whatever. And so I had created that in my mind, and my mind had created that whatever. So, and I appreciate her telling me that in the moment because sometimes it takes an outside perspective to come in and say, hey, this actually isn't what you're perceiving it to be. Let's reevaluate. And it's like, hey, this isn't what you're perceiving it to be. There is no limit. There is no blockage. Let's work on your self concept and your ability to feel worthy enough to receive this. That's where the real issue is. That was for me, anyways. It wasn't like, oh, there's so many people stopping me. It was me stopping me. That was it. That was literally it. It was me stopping me because I was at that point not feeling worthy. I was at that point having a really low self-concept. I was at that point not knowing that I could achieve these things. And even if I didn't know the how. You don't ever need to know the how. The how is not important. The how something happens is not important. You put out what you want. You do the necessary work it takes to get what you want. The how works itself out every single time, I promise you. Every single time, I promise you. How was I going to pay for this if I switched careers and did this? Who fucking cares, bro? I ain't never missed a payment. You know what I mean? Like, just know when you are in alignment with your purpose and when you know that you are in alignment with your purpose and when you know that you are meant to be doing something. We'll talk about purpose at a later date. I'm actually putting that in book 2, How to Reach Your Soul's Purpose. And when you know that you are doing everything that you can, everything else works out. Because you are energetically aligned and you are in flow and you are working. You put in the work, the universe does the rest. Don't worry about that shit. Who fucking cares? Just know it's done. Do what you need to do. Forget that the limits exist because they don't. Forget that, there's something stopping you because it's not. That doesn't even make any sense. I've never once seen an actual blockage, have you? I have never once seen a limit, have you? I hate when people say the sky's the limit. That don't make no damn sense. How silly to think that the sky is where our quantum self stops. That makes no sense. There even isn't a such thing as separation because we are all literally one. We are all literally God, the universe, whatever people call it, whatever you want to call it, experiencing itself. We are all the same thing. There is no separation. The majority of the work that I do is in the 5D. I actually enjoy the 6D a little bit better because it's a little bit more of an exclusive club that I was initiated into. But the majority of the work that I do is in the 5D, and in the 5D there is no separation, there is no time, there is no limit, there is no 3D concepts, right? So when I am in the 5D with my clients or for myself or what have you, we experience everything instantly. And once you realize that in order to go from the 3D to the 5D and then from the 5D back to the 3D, you carry that 5D energy with you all the time. 5D is the 5th dimension. By the way, sorry, I know I went a little bit on y'all, but once you carry that energy with you, that nothing is separate, and that when you are in alignment and when you are carrying that energy with you and when you are in your purpose, everything literally falls into place the way it's supposed to fall into place perfectly. Just go about life with that mindset. Forget the D's, forget the different dimensions, forget the all that shit. Forget it. Just know, take this with you. Just know that when you are in alignment with your purpose, we'll talk about purpose later. Told y'all I was talking about that in my second book. When you know that you're in alignment, you start to see, your angel numbers. You see the signs and the synchronicities every fucking where. You see all the shit. You know you're in alignment. You see the confirmations of it. Confirmations follow, they do not precede. That's first and foremost. Whenever you're seeing 101, 222, 333, you're already in alignment. You're not about to be in alignment. You already are in alignment. Confirmations come after. They do not precede. Okay. I don't even know what I was talking about before I just went on that little tangent. I apologize. Limits. Okay. Why can I not remember anything about limits? Because a limit does not exist. Get rid of whatever you think is a limitation or a limiting belief. Get rid of it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't exist. Say what you want, do the work. And when you have a desire and a passion to do something, that is your purpose. A little sneak peek for book 2. When you have a desire and a passion for something, that is your purpose. Your purpose could be environment, like Kat and I discussed. Your purpose can be healing, like Zeke and I discussed. Your purpose can be writing, like I discussed. Your purpose can be healing the collective, like I discussed. Your purpose can be, saving the planet from toxic gases or something. I don't know. Your purpose can be, saving extinct animals. I don't know. Whatever your purpose is, I don't know. Your purpose can be playing football on a Sunday and using that to spread your message of love, peace, joy, whatever. Your purpose is your passion, right? And when you find your passion, you find your purpose. And when you find your purpose and you are in alignment working towards your purpose, nothing else, but strictly working towards your purpose, everything else aligns. When I decided to fully step into my purpose, my editor, my typesetter, my agent that I didn't sign with because I didn't want her to take all my money, my book ideas, everything flowed to me so rapidly. Like my head started spinning for real. Like everything flowed to me so rapidly. You start to meet the people that you're supposed to meet. You start to encounter things that you start to encounter. I literally would have patients come up to me talking about, you should write a book. You need to 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 write a book. If I had $1 for every time someone told me you need to write a book, I wouldn't have to write a book. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how fast. Like it literally, like you find your purpose, you find your passion, that shit hits you so far. And so literally imagine God smacking you in the face, bro. That is how that shit happens. I mean, it's like a beam just comes down on you and it's like you have a big giant neon sign across your forehead. That is how fast it happens. When you eliminate those perceived blocks from your subconscious, you are in your purpose. There is no limitation. There is no boundary. There is no blockage. Everything flows to you instantly, perfectly, the way it's supposed to. Everything always works out for you. That is why I say that 1,000 times, because it's true. Because it does. Everything always works out for me and I always get what I want. Everything always works out for me because I am in alignment with my purpose. I always meet the right people at the right time. I am always in the right place at the right time. Bad things never happen to me. Everything always happens for me, for my highest good. Everything is always working in my favor. Why? Because I am in alignment with my purpose. Because limits do not exist, because boundaries do not exist. There is no separation between me and my goals, me and my dreams, me and anything. I always have what I want. I always have what I need. Everything is always working out. Why? Because it's beautiful. It's a lovely place to be. It really is. Limits do not exist. Limits are fake. How is the sky the limit? You don't even see the end of it. That don't make no damn sense. The sky is not the fucking limit. We're not breaking glass ceilings. The glass is not even there. The glass is fake. When Kamala ran, it was, she was going on a campaign. Or I don't know. Actually, I think it was when Hillary was running. She was like, oh, we're breaking glass ceilings for women. There's no fucking glass ceiling. The glass ceiling is not even there. Y'all created that shit. The false 3D physical world created that shit. It is not real. What's real isn't what you see with your 2 eyes. It's what you see with your invisible eye. That's what's real. because that is quantum. What's real is what is unseen. That's what's real. That's what's real. Sky is not the limit. That shit don't make no sense. You know what's real? Whatever the fuck I say, that's what's real. That's what's real. Whatever you say, that's what's real. That is what becomes your reality. Whatever you say is what becomes your reality. You see how we all think that everything is separate? It's not. It's all connected. It's all the same. You see how I just tied in your purpose to limits? You see how I just tied in speech to limits? You see how I just tied in your subconscious mind, the different dimensions? None of it is separate. None of it is separate. It is all the same. It is all connected. It is all required in order to exist. You can't have one without the other because they're connected, because they're the same. You feel? Are y'all following me, or did I lose you? You're following me. It is all connected. It is all the same. There is no separation. And this is what I mean about the 5D space. The 3D has separation. The 3D has disconnect. The 3D has fake limits. The 3D has fake blocks and fake boundaries. Not the 5D. That's where you want to be. You want to be where there is no separation. And when you are in alignment, you automatically propel yourself. When you are in alignment, you automatically propel yourself to the 5th dimension where no separation exists. And when you are in that state, you don't need to do a meditation to get there. It helps. You don't need to do all this whatever to get there. It helps. It does. It helps you go a little bit faster. But you don't need it. You can do it right here, right now. Decide what your purpose is. And once you decide what your purpose is, you start taking one step closer to it. You take one step closer to it. You fill out that application to go work New York Fashion Week. You decide you want to move to New York because you know that that's where you're supposed to be for something. You decide to sign up for culinary school. Once that happens, everything falls into place. And that is how you know you're on the 5D. You're in the 5D. And that is how you know your frequency and your energy will never experience separation again. There is no separation. What you tell yourself is reality. And thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Actually, I really hope that you guys got a lot from this episode. You know, anytime someone books a reading, they're like, oh, I need a clearing. And I'm just like, no, you don't. Like, I'm not going to be that person that's just taking your money. Like, you want me to remove a blockage? Okay, I'm going to sit there and look at you dead in your eyes and tell you the limit does not exist, bitch. Thank you for paying me. You know what I mean? Like, you know, oftentimes we are just allowing other people to subjectively influence our minds, and that is not beneficial. But with that being said, the limit does not exist. There is no limit. And if you're watching this on video, I apologize. I have literally worn the same outfit the past 5 episodes. I didn't realize until I was scrolling. It's just one of the comfiest, coziest. I have other clothes, I promise. I was going through my catalog library, whatever, of my recordings, and I was just like, oh, shit, they're going to think I don't have any other clothes. I have tons of clothes. I like this one. Anyways, thank you all so much for listening to this episode of Precious Cargo, and I will see you next week. Bye.